Hello, how are you, and welcome back to my channel. My name is G, and here on my channel, I like creating videos to talk about the shady, predatory, and manipulative tactics of MLMs, multi-level marketing businesses, network marketing, direct selling, social selling, pyramid scheme, commercial cult. These are all different ways to describe the same thing, in my opinion. In today's video, I am going to be sharing with you some more MLM fails that have either been sent to me by amazing and wonderful subscribers such as yourself, or that I have found myself while lurking on Instagram. And let me clarify that it's not always me lurking and actually trying to go out of my way to find stuff like this. Often I'm just scrolling through, looking at different sort of content, and then these pop up in my feed. And then I ask myself, is that an MLM? It sure looks like it. And I go investigate, and yeah, most of the time it turns out to be an MLM. Even though these pictures and these videos were publicly posted online, I do want to be respectful of these people's privacy. So from now on, I will make every effort to blur people's faces in addition to not showing their Instagram handles and all of that stuff. The only exception might be if it is somebody who already is more high profile and is more of a public figure, then I might just share who that person is or what the account is. But for the average person who's out there just trying to sell their MLM opportunity to others, I'm gonna go ahead and just blur them out. So yeah, sorry if that seemed inconsistent, because I know in MLM Top Fails number 3, people's faces were not blurred out, but then in the last one I did blur them out. I have the editing software I need now to blur them out, so I will be consistent with that. Sorry for rambling. If you are able to just get through this rambling nonsense with me, just a few reminders before we get started with the video. If you have a top fail that you want to share with me, I would love to see it and feature it here on my channel. You can get in contact with me by email. My email is listed down below. You can also DM me on Instagram. My handle is gracious.expectations. And yeah, I would love to connect with you. And then the very last thing I promise, if you enjoyed this video and you want to see more videos from me, I'll list a playlist up above where you can check out some other anti-MLM videos that I've done. And I would also super duper appreciate it if you would consider subscribing to my channel. It's quite interesting to have such a high percentage of you guys who are just here lurking, not subscribed. Might as well just subscribe. Only if you want, no pressure. With all of that out of the way, I think that was like the longest intro ever. Let's go ahead and get started, shall we? For fail number 1, I want to thank my friend MLMExit over on Instagram. She is an incredible anti-MLM creator on Instagram, making sure to deliver content not only in English but Spanish as well as Portuguese. So thank you, MLMExit, for sharing this with me. And if you're on Instagram, make sure you go follow her if you are not already. Her handle is MLMExit. For the first top fail, we are going to be looking at what happened after a woman went on Instagram claiming that she was able to purchase a brand new vehicle because of her MLM company. She posted this image of this brand new car, and it says, "This is how 5 million looks like. Forex withdrawals did it within a blink of an eye. Hashtag you can do it too." So by looking at this picture and this caption, and then this other picture where it looks like she's obviously celebrating and she even has the keys in her hand, one would assume that she's able to afford this vehicle because of all these millions that she made by Forex withdrawals, right? However, somebody from the dealership actually saw this photo was circulating on social media, and they wanted to take time to call this woman out because this simply wasn't true. Here's a communication from what somebody at the dealer said. "Good day. I want to call out this lady. She posted these pics with our brand and is refusing to remove them. She never bought this vehicle. She came with her own flowers, champagne bottle, an empty Louis Vuitton bag, changed outfits, took pics, and went about posting how she paid 5 million for this car. The vehicle is still on our floor and available for sale." Well, how do you know all of that? "I am the manager at this dealership, Avari Cars in Menlyn. She is deceiving people into joining her business thinking that it works." I'm super glad that somebody who was actually there at the dealership is willing to call this woman woman out, it's really sad when people feel the need to have to go to such crazy lengths just to get people to join their so-called business opportunity. It just really shows, I don't know if it's so much like desperation or their level of manipulation that they're willing to let people think that they actually went and bought this and paid for it, when in reality all they did was take a few pictures and go home. On her Instagram, she is close to 40,000 followers right now, so she really has a big audience and a lot of influence. If this text message chain is to be believed, and this woman really did just go and pose for photos and never really did purchase the car, it's pretty embarrassing for her to be called out in public. On the other hand, I think it's really important to talk about situations like this because it really helps to lift the curtain and allow people to see what's happening behind the scenes, because so often on social media you will see pictures of consultants with these beautiful brand new vehicles in the background with a long ass caption talking about how they're so grateful that they joined their company because it gave them the opportunity to earn this amazing car. So the thing that we always have to remind ourselves and ground ourselves in is that social media is fake. It is. Okay, social media is not real, and sometimes it's just more unreal. So yeah, what do you guys think about this situation? Let me know your thoughts below. Okay, let's move on to MLM fail number 2. This video was sent to me by a lovely subscriber. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And it's from the MLM company LE-VEL Thrive. I've talked about LE-VEL Thrive once on my channel before. They're definitely a company that I would like to continue researching and continue talking about. But the video that I did about them was covering a team call. And that team call really had me feeling a lot of feelings, because I just felt like there was such a heavy level of manipulation, because the top leaders of that meeting were just heavily pushing all of the downline to stay in the company and keep chugging along, even though they were not having success, they were not making money, and they were not achieving any bonuses. Honestly, it was like a really depressing call, but it was really interesting to see just how hard the uplines will try to make you stay even though they know it's not good for you. If you want to check that video out later, I will link it up here, and I will also put it in the description box, so go ahead and check that out if you want. The only reason I mention that is just to give some context to what I already know about LE-VEL Thrive and frame the next video that we are going to see together. The video is 2 minutes long, so I'm just going to let the video play in its entirety and then we will talk about it after. Okay, while we watch the video, I'm gonna put some lotion on. Brazilian Bum Bum Cream. Oh my gosh, it smells heavenly. Okay, let's listen. You guys ready? Oof.
When I first started this business, I put my package on my credit card and I didn't have the money either. It was the best investment I ever made in my life. If you feel like you can't afford this, this is even more reason why you need this opportunity. What if I could show you how to make your money back and then some in your first 2 weeks? I could show you before you say yes. Would you be open?
I think this one's so near and dear to my heart because I didn't have the money. I was negative in my bank account, and when there's a will, there's a way. I borrowed money for my mortgage. I started on the 2nd of the month, so mortgage was due, and I had my faith bigger than my fear. And not only that, we can thrive for free. So there's so many options that you can present, but you have to be able to present them with that belief. And so for me, I just knew that I needed change and I needed to do something about it, because staying stuck in broke wasn't gonna get me anywhere. It's not like money was gonna come out of nowhere. I had to be the change to get the change.
I mean, and I always tell people also that they can pre-sell many experiences to get started.
Wait, how do you do that? Can you explain how you're telling people to pre-sell mini experiences?
Yeah, so whenever I have somebody wanting to join but they can't afford that upgrade package that they desire, I tell them, hey, you go tell your closest friends, your closest family members, whoever it is, and tell them the product that you're going to be receiving once you join. Pre-sale mini experiences, tell them that you can give them 3 days worth of this product right away when you receive it, get that $25 cash in your hand, and that is instant cash in your hand up front, ready to go, and invest that towards your business.
Okay, that sucks. Oh, what did that end screen say? Let me read that end screen. So at the end of this video, there's this disclaimer page. The success shown in these videos is not typical of the success, if any, a LE-VEL brand promote. Did they seriously write that? Oh my gosh, you guys. Listen to what they wrote. The success shown in these videos is not typical of the success, if any. If any. They're like literally saying that there's a chance that you may have zero success. Wow. Not typical of the success, if any, a LE-VEL brand promoter can or will have. There are no financial guarantees. Product results vary for individuals. There are no guarantees of specific results. And then it has an FDA disclaimer as well, that these products have not been evaluated by the FDA. They're not intended to cure or prevent any diseases. They're not suitable for people under 18 years old. If you're pregnant or breastfeeding, consult a doctor before using. And if you are taking medication or have any type of medical issue, consult with a doctor before using this product. That sure as hell doesn't inspire confidence from me, but I already knew that without having to read their little disclaimer here. But man, the balls on them to write, if any. The level of success you'll have, if any. Here are some things that I find problematic about what the panel of women was saying. First of all, one was saying how she couldn't even afford to purchase the starter kit, so what she did was she put it on her credit card. In my opinion, it's really manipulative to be saying things like that and planting that seed in other people's minds, especially when a lot of the people who are sitting in the audience and listening to these messages are women, single moms who are just trying to do the best they can raising their kids. And to encourage them to just put this on your credit card if you can't afford it right now is probably the worst advice that you could ever give, because what if you're not able to pay that back? That's just going to be interest that's going to continue to accrue. Unfortunately, it's all too common for people to join MLMs by charging their credit card and then just going further and further and further into debt as time goes on. I say don't join an MLM ever, but if you are going to, don't do it by putting it on a credit card or borrowing money from someone in order to do it. If you have that 100, 200, 300, whatever their cost is, if you have that money and you are okay to part with it and make your own choice, that's fine. But don't borrow to get there, because you might just be digging yourself into a hole. And then another woman on the panel said, oh, if you can't afford it, what you should do is just pre-sell mini experiences. So if I'm understanding this correctly, the idea is that if you can't afford to purchase a starter kit on your own, then you section off a bit, then you sell that bit to a friend or a relative, and you have them give you $25 before they've even received anything so that you can put that money forward into purchasing the product back. What? It's just too much. It's too much. It's just too much. It's not worth it to make $25 when you have to spend so much of your own money to get there. And also, it's just not a good omen in my opinion. I'm all for, making a business investment. For example, the camera that I'm recording on, the microphone I'm using, those were investments. I had to put money up front in this little YouTube hobby of mine. So I totally see the value of putting in money for an investment and then hoping it pays off later. But in the case of MLM, these investments rarely return. So please don't join an MLM with money that you don't even have right now. Now let's move on to top fail number 3. So top fail number 3 is from No Shame Sales Game, and I'm wondering if I'm just gonna have to save like a permanent spot in these videos for that account, because it just feels like every day there's something obnoxious or offensive coming out. So there's a lot to go over, so we're just gonna jump right in, okay? So the first fail from No Shame Sales Game is a carousel post. So this is on Instagram, where you have all of those images of text mostly that you swipe through and you see them all and they're all in a sequence. So it's a carousel post, and it's going off of that trend of she's a 10 but, so saying someone is super good looking or attractive, but they have this one flaw that's wrong with them. So she has a lot of these little quotes here, so I'm going to read them all to you first and then kind of break down my opinions on what she had to say here. She's a 10 but she asked her network to help her reach her sales goals. She's a 10 but she only posts about her network marketing job. She's a 10 but she's an upline who thinks she's your boss. She's a 10 but she says network marketing isn't really work, it's just sharing. She's a 10 but posts pictures of herself fake kissing the products she sells. She's a 10 but she ends her messages with no worries if not. She's a 10 but she sends hey girl messages. She's a 10, but she's not a member of direct sales growth community. When I saw this post, it just really made me cringe because it came off as very gaslighty to me. Is it just me, or did the lighting suddenly get a lot better? Hopefully the lighting is consistent throughout the video. Okay. Just to make sure that we are all on the same page here, let me quickly read you a definition of gaslighting. Gaslighting is a form of psychological manipulation in which the abuser attempts to sow self-doubt and confusion in their victim's mind. Typically, gaslighters are seeking to gain power and control over the other person by distorting reality and forcing them to question their own judgment and intuition. The reason that I think that this post is an example of gaslighting is because a lot of these things that are being said, that are being counted as flaws against network marketers, are also things that they have been directly taught by their uplines at some point or another. For example, asking her network to help her reach her sales goals. You don't think uplines have told their downlines to do that? You don't think they've been taught about that as a strategy? And then this one, she's a 10, but she's an upline who thinks she's your boss. Uplines do think they're people's bosses. She's a 10, but she says network marketing isn't really work, it's just sharing. Who tells them to say that? It's just sharing. It's just sharing. She's a 10, but posts pictures of herself fake kissing the products she sells. I don't know if they are specifically taught to do that or not. She's a 10, but she ends her messages with no worries if not. I do that. She's a 10, but she sends hey girl messages. Again, who taught them how to do that in the first place? A lot of the things that she mentioned are things that have been explicitly taught to new members of MLMs and network marketing. So to now turn around and call people out for doing those exact things, it just seems like really manipulative and really shameful. This post is trying to shame people who do all those things when it's not even their fault that they do these things. These are the ways that they were taught they would be successful. I don't know. What are your thoughts on all of those? Let me know below. Before we move on to top fail number 4, there's another clip of No Shame Sales Game that I wanted to share because this also made me cringe.
Hey y'all, happy Motivation Monday, my beautiful sugar plum bums. I'm just going to get everybody in this Zoom and we will start off our team training for the week. All right, I hope everyone had a wonderful and blessed weekend. Sharon, might want to turn off your video. We can see Jimmy in the back. He has no clothes on. All right, now that we have that settled, bless his heart. This is our Monday motivation tip for the week. All right, listen, ladies, when we are out this week, be it at Starbucks, Target, your place of worship, or anywhere in between, it is phone down, eyes up, because everyone is a prospect, and we don't want to leave any money on the table ever, ever.
Let me read you the caption now. It says, hate to break it to you, Spamela, but everyone is not a prospect. Not everyone is a good fit for this industry. Not everyone needs our products. Not everyone is interested in what we have to offer. And that's okay. So here's your modernized tip for the week. Remember, your network marketing job is the least interesting thing about you. There's no reason to bring it up when talking to new people. We are not always prospecting. If you look at people as potential prospects but treat them like a friend, karma is going to bite you in the ass so hard. Don't do it. Let your social media do the selling. If you do it right, there's no need to spend leisure time selling. Not sure how to have your social media do the selling? Get a membership at Direct Sales Growth Community so I can help. Like and share if this made you giggle. If you're unable to take a joke at this time, no need to leave a message. So first of all, the clip was humorous. It was funny, right? While I can find the humor and the lightheartedness in this clip, I still think that this is another form of manipulation where everything that network marketers were once taught as the way to do things is now being suddenly turned on its head, and people who were doing it a certain way are now getting referred to as dinosaur uplines. And I will give her credit about how she's saying not to be always prospecting and not to treat people like friends when you're just going to prospect them later. Like, I appreciate that. However, that's literally contradictory to what every other MLM network marketing company out there says. There are so many trainings, so many videos that say the exact opposite of that. So to come on here and say, you shouldn't be doing all those things and making people feel dumb for doing those things, it's just not fair in my opinion. So yeah, I just really wasn't impressed by that. And if I was a network marketer, especially if I was one of the dinosaur uplines, it probably wouldn't make me feel too good seeing messages like that out there, that suddenly everything that I have been doing is completely wrong and I'm an old dinosaur. What do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts below. And now let's move on to top fail number 4. I have to change the music so that it won't get copyrighted, but I'll go ahead and read the captions for you guys. This is a promotional reel for Monat. Business opportunity. Working with luxury beauty products, working from anywhere, empowering community for all, uncapped income ability, incentives and earned trips, working on your own terms. DM me info to get started. And then here's what the caption says. This is your sign. Having another stream of income is crucial right now, and online businesses are the future of success. For $149 this month only, you have exclusive access to earning 5 paychecks a month, personalized website, one-on-one mentorship, multiple weekly trainings, no auto ships, no monthly requirements, supportive community, incentive trips. Using social media to leverage an online business model is... There's so many typos here. Is the future. All you have to do is say yes to start your journeys. Journeys? How many journeys am I gonna have? DM me info and I'll answer any questions. And I just have to say, if it's $149 this month only, that means that regularly it's a lot more than that. And that's just a lot of money to be signing up for something that you don't really know much about and you're just reading a few bullet points with emojis on an Instagram post. The reason that I wanted to share that reel with you all is because it delivers on selling the hype, but what's really underneath? Social media is notorious for selling you the image of one thing and then being something completely different behind the scenes. It looks like most of the pictures and videos were taken at one of their weekend conferences with the flashy lights and the loud music and people dressing up and looking happy and taking pictures. You can have one good night and take fun pictures and videos, but that doesn't mean that that's how your life is always, all the time, right? I have a few fun videos and pictures from a time that I went out this summer, but that doesn't mean that my life is always that fun. It's actually the opposite of that, which I like. I like staying home. But anyway, getting back to this, after I saw this reel, I kind of went looking on the rest of this girl's Instagram to kind of see what else she had in there. She had this section called Start Here, so people who are interested in hearing more about the opportunity can click through her stories and kind of hear more about it. So I wanted to show you some of those as well. Here she said, before I started my online business, I knew nothing about business, social media, sales, hair care, skincare, leadership, personal development, how to make money from Instagram. I was using my social media to scroll and share personal life, which was fun, but it was really doing anything for me. She has a lot of typos on here. And then she has a quote here from Warren Buffett, and it says residual income. Community. Some of you have no idea what you're missing, but not having a circle of people like those in this business. I think she meant by. Some of you have no idea what you're missing by not having a circle of people like those in this business. I don't mean to be nitpicky, but she could have really proofread some of this before she posted it. Travel. There are multiple free trips you can earn a year in this company. Fully paid, fully earned. The thing is, these trips are not fully paid. One thing that's been very well documented in the anti-MLM community is how these free trips are really just a sham, and most times they are not fully paid for and all-inclusive, and they have a bunch of limitations, and there still ends up being a lot of costs that have to be carried by the individual consultant themselves. So in reality, these free trips are just more work and more money for you, whereas if you just took the time to plan your own vacation and save some money, you would actually be in a better position by doing that and paying for it yourself. Performing products. Look into a product that you can stand behind and that performs for you. I mean, her hair does look nice. I'm glad that her hair isn't falling out. Requirements. Here, we have none. No monthly quotas, no inventory to keep, no sales tiers to meet, no purchase requirements. I want you to remember how she said that, okay? That there's no requirements. Moving along, it says, common questions answered. What do you do? I am partnered with a luxury beauty brand that is the #1 premium hair care brand and also given the title of one of the top direct sales companies. Who Who gave them that title? And you know what's interesting? I don't think up until this point she has even said what the company's name is, right? I don't think so. And then #1 premium hair care brand? According to who? Who said this? I have monetized my social media to reach an audience. Babe, proofread. In order to share products I genuinely use and love. But her goal really isn't just to share products, right? It's to recruit people. How do you make money? With our compensation plan being the top in direct sales, there is over 10 ways to make money with us. Disclaimer, if a company has a million gazillion ways that you can earn money, the most probable case is that you are not going to be able to earn any money in any of those ways. I don't know, I might be wrong. But on simple terms, you get our products in the hands of others and are able to make an income from that. Really? As well as mentoring and teaching others to do the exact same. It's really that simple, but it's not. It's actually really, really difficult. Monthly requirements, we don't do that here. No, but really, we're not your mother's direct sales company that makes you sell X amount of product per month or tell you to keep a stockpile of products on hand to get rid of. We have 0 monthly quotas, keep 0 inventory, and have 0 requirement to purchase after you join. I don't know why I've been like trying to look over my microphone to read this when I could have just moved the window over here. Wow. Okay, I really need to end this video soon. So you remember how we just read how she said there's absolutely no requirements, right? Well, listen to this. How can I start? Purchase your own products for yourself. That's it. Hang on a second. If there was no requirements, why am I now required to purchase these products for myself? That doesn't make any sense. I'm going to skip over the rest of this stuff because blah, blah, blah. But what I do want to say before we move on to the final fail is to check out the video that I did where I read the complaints about Monat to the Better Business Bureau. That was crazy. Like Monat seriously had the most complaints out of all of the MLM companies in that series thus far. It was crazy. And now let's move on to the final fail of this video. I like to save what I perceive to be the worst for last, and today I want to thank my friend Antimlmprincess over on Instagram for sharing this with me. They have an incredible account and they are always posting some really great anti-MLM content, so make sure that you are following them if you are not already. And also please let me take the opportunity to just apologize to Antimlmprincess because in the last video where I featured them, I accidentally misgendered them and referred to them as she instead of they, which was really dumb on my part because I actually featured a picture of their Instagram handle in the actual video itself, which clearly stated their pronouns. And I left a pinned comment on that video apologizing, but I just wanted to take the chance one more time to say sorry about that and thank you for being gracious with me about that mistake. So thanks again, Antimlmprincess, for sharing this with me. Let's go ahead and watch now, okay?
Your time doesn't equal money. Your time is so much more valuable. Saying I'll pay you X amount of money so you just sit down from 9 to 5 for the rest of your life isn't the way human beings should live. There are places to visit, memories to make, people to meet, experiences to have. And it's on you to fight that fight and earn that life. Comment this if you're ready to fight.
And when he said comment this, it was a boxing glove. The argument that he is using is the good old vilification of the 9 to 5. This is something that MLMers, network marketers, social sellers, whatever you want to call them, they love to do. They love to put down 9 to 5s and anybody who's working a 9 to 5 because according to him, all you're doing is sitting down and doing nothing from 9 to 5, and that's no way to live your life. That's just not the case. People that have 9 to 5s, people who have professional jobs, they are utilizing skills that they have learned. They are specializing in different subjects and different trades, hopefully getting adequately compensated for their skills, for their knowledge, for their experience. It's so much more than just sitting down somewhere from 9 to 5. While I do agree that it's important to travel and have new experiences and meet new people, that's not the only thing that life is about. Unfortunately, there's something called adulting where you have to grow up at some point and get a job and earn an income to take care of yourself, potentially take care of your family. 9 to 5s are a really solid, great way of doing that, especially if you can find a job that has really good health care or a job that can offer you security through something like tenure or permanent position, stuff like that. Yes, you may be sitting somewhere or you may be doing something for a set period of time, but at the end of the month or at the end of a 2-week period, you know that you are going to be getting money in your account. So yeah, let's not bash the 9-to-5s, okay? There's one more clip from this guy that I want to show you, so please indulge me.
Imagine having $1 billion where you drive a Civic and you live in a 1-bedroom apartment on the floor. It'd be funny, right? Well, that's what you're doing with your life. You have all the resources in the world. You have a device in your hand that can get you information in milliseconds. You can DM very interesting people and be friends with them. But instead, you look at memes. You're better than that.
I thought that was funny there, how he said that you can be DMing interesting people, but instead all you do is look at memes. Hey, my meme consumption is none of your business, okay? But also, DM interesting people? What? Like a creepazoid? Like, what? That's weird. What I'm guessing he's trying to say there is that you should be taking time to DM people like him, other people who are living a flashy life on social media, flaunting their so-called wealth. But then his little analogy at the beginning, imagine having $1 million, but you drive a Civic and you live in a 1-bedroom apartment on the floor. Well, you know, it's not really uncommon for people who have a good amount of money to actually live below their means. That's actually how generational wealth is able to be passed down, oftentimes from one generation of the family to another, because families are living below their means and they're able to save. So yeah, I just thought that was an interesting analogy there. But then he said, that's what you're doing with your life. You have all the resources in the world. You have a device in your hand that can get you all this information in milliseconds. So what? Just because we have a phone does not mean that all of our problems are solved. In fact, I would actually say that we have more problems because we have devices like these. But the thing is, who are the people who are spending a lot of their time on these devices? Younger people. It's my opinion that he is specifically targeting younger people. Do I have another clip? Oh, I have one more clip where it becomes more evident who exactly he's targeting with these reels. And yeah, like I said, it's younger people. So let's listen to one more thing from him, and then I promise I'm gonna let you guys go.
Tough pill to swallow. Almost everyone daydreams about the same thing that you want, but almost 100% of them take zero action, and they never get to accomplish anything. Young hustler, you're better than that.
Young hustler, you're better than that. Who do you think that he's really trying to reach with these reels and these posts? In my opinion, he's going after the young adults, the teenagers who are constantly on their phone looking at celebrities and influencers living these lavish lifestyles and wearing the trendiest, coolest clothes and visiting all these beautiful and exotic places. He's trying to tap into their mindset of wanting fame, wealth, and wanting it like that. So the reason that I wanted to share these with you at the end of the video and why I believe that this is like the worst of this set of MLM top fails is because it's my opinion that he is directly going after the younger generation. And this is definitely not something that's new. This has been done over and over again, where companies will specifically target people who are younger, vulnerable, less experienced. And with so many young people spending so much time on devices, there's going to be a whole new generation of people who are falling for scams like this because it's coming from somebody who looks well established and then looks like they're leading a nice, comfortable lifestyle. And I think that is like the scummiest thing that you could ever do, which is something I've stated before and I'm sure I will state again on my channel, to go after younger people and kind of rob them of their future opportunities. Sucks and makes you a jerk. So for my final thoughts today, everyone, I just want to say that it's really important that we are being analytical with the content that we consume, whether it's YouTube or Instagram or even the television. Like, there's some crazy commercials on TV. I'm thinking about doing a separate video with all the crazy commercials I see. But we have to look at things with a critical eye, and we have to ask ourselves if this is the kind of messaging that we agree with that's being pushed out to the adolescents and young adults of the world. There's a really good documentary on Netflix that I would recommend to anyone. It's called The Social Dilemma, and I really like how it talks about how social media and the things that we do on our devices can have a real tangible effect on our beliefs and our actions and our perceptions of the world and the things that we value. And this guy has almost 500,000 followers just on Instagram. I'm sure he's on TikTok, and I'm sure that he has a lot more people on there too. But I guess what I'm trying to say to wrap this up here is anti-MLM, anti-scam, anti-pyramid schemes, these are not just conversations that we should be having, and by we I mean people who are in their 20s and 30s and 40s. These are also conversations that we need to be having with younger people, especially those who have devices and who have lots of time to be on their devices without adult supervision. So you guys, I'm gonna go ahead and end that video there. This has been kind of a nightmare to get filmed today. Started off with like mega procrastination, and then my camera decided to procrastinate on me and die when I was about to finish this freaking video, but you guys don't care about that, so I'm gonna go ahead and zip it now. And if by any chance you made it to the very end of the video and you are not subscribed to my channel, I would ask if you would please consider subscribing. I would really appreciate it. And always remember that you can reach out to me by DM or by email if you want to share an MLM top fail with me so that I can feature it here on my channel. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and go now. Okay, bye!